Now, some people say that backpacking is more of a state of mind than an accomplishment. I actually think it's both. There are all sorts of people that backpack, from the person who reads all the blogs and videos on YouTube, like this one, and follow what they say to the T. There are backpackers that buy all the latest and greatest gear, expecting this will make them, their experience better or easier in some way. And then you have the lightweight backpacker. This type of backpacker is always asking to themselves, what can I do without? So where do you fit into this? What route do you want to take to make your backpacking experience, to the max and really soak yourself in this amazing culture? Well, this is what this video series is all about. Over the next 6 episodes, I'll be breaking down what you can or should do to really prepare yourself for the wonderful world of backpacking. But before we run, we must learn to walk. So let's talk about backpacking in the general sense of the word. And by the end of this video, if you're still up for it, then you, my friend, are potentially a backpacker. So let me tell you why I love backpacking. Firstly, no matter your age or your ability, backpacking will always have a path for you. Secondly, it's all about the journey you take, not the end goal or getting to a certain place at a certain time. It's about the path that you tread, the people you meet along the way, and the memories that you make. Now, there's one thing you need to have when becoming a backpacker, and that is enthusiasm. If you don't have that, well, then this is where you're going to run into problems. Once you get a bit tired, your light pack will feel like a massive lead weight. The new stove you bought will become a curse, and that will no doubt lead to you not wanting to get out of your tent in the morning. But with enthusiasm, every single piece of gear that you own will become your closest and best friend. When something goes wrong, rather than the dread that comes over you, you'll actually feel excited to figure out what went wrong and how to try and fix it. That nagging nuisance will melt away and you can enjoy and live in the experience that you're in and soak it all up. Enthusiasm really can make or break you when you're on a trail. Like I said earlier, the beauty of backpacking is it's suitable for everyone, which means, of course, you can go off with a massive group of people or you can go it alone. For those going alone for the first time, I will say this, you really do need to make sure that you love your own company. You can go and say, 10 days without talking to another soul other than yourself. If so, that's absolutely great. Have fun, go for it, If you're thinking, wow, 10 days alone is a long time, maybe think about going with a small group, just because, in a group doesn't mean you actually have to live in each other's pockets. So yeah, you should be able to find some alone time during your adventure. When in a group, you should always pitch in, especially if you're not too sure on how something works. Say like pitching a tent or cooking on a stove or an open fire. If the thought of this scares you, then tackle it head on early in your adventure. This will benefit you later on down the line, and it will do wonders for your confidence, and learning new skills is never a bad thing. Get stuck in and help out. That really is part and parcel of backpacking. I'm going to briefly talk about equipment. There will be a full episode down the line, but just as a note, people backpacking for the first time, you don't always need the best and most expensive gear. Also, it doesn't necessarily need to be new. Second-hand equipment, as long as it's safe, can save you a ton of money, but I'll go into that in more detail later down the line. If you're also traveling through the seasons, of course, don't pack all your gear. Think smart and send some of your equipment ahead of you, or if money's no worries, when you get to the colder parts, give some of your warm gear away, to make some room in your pack, and buy new cold gear. That way, you're not carrying everything you own right on your pack, and it's also making it lighter. So in a nutshell, if you're thinking about backpacking anywhere in the world, enthusiasm is key. Pitch in when you can, and if you want to go backpacking alone, just make sure that you love your own company. Get thrifty, and most importantly, don't let anyone put you off the idea. If this little introduction did, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's inspire people to go backpacking. So in the comments below, tell us all why you love backpacking, or if you're thinking about going backpacking for the first time, let us know your worries and we'll try and answer them in the comments below, because we are an amazing, awesome community here at Simply Hike. Anyway, hopefully that means we can put some nagging thoughts at rest away.
So there are times when we're in the mountains where we need to be super accurate about the distance that we travel on the ground, and to be able to do that, we need to be able to measure distance on the map. The distance between these blue lines, the grid lines, on these Ordnance Survey maps is always a kilometre, so that gives us an idea of the scale. If we're here on